Good morning. Article Hokusai's Great Wave print sells for $2.76 billion. An early print of the Great Wave of Kanagawa by Katsushika Hokusai has sold at the Christie's auction in New York for $2.76 million. The print was originally expected to sell for between $500,000 and $700,000. Christie said the final price was the highest ever paid for a Hokusai print. The previous record was for another print of the Great Wave that sold for $1.59 million in 2021. The Great Wave is part of a series of prints called 36 Views of Mount Fuji that Hokusai created in the early 1830s. This print shows three fishing boats in a stormy sea with a huge wave above them and Mount Fuji in the distance. The image has been described as possibly the most famous artwork in Japanese history and also as possibly the most reproduced image in the history of all art, as it often appears on products such as T-shirts, cups, jigsaw puzzles, and more. When the Great Wave was originally produced, several thousand prints would have been made. Early prints would have had clearer images, but as the blocks used to make the prints wore out, the images would not be as clear. However, according to the Christie's catalog, the print that has sold on March 21st, 2023 was an early one and one of the 20 best that have survived. Hokusai, who was poor all his life, created the Great Wave in his 70s, according to Capuchin Kortenberg of the British Museum in London, which also has an early print of the Great Wave at that time. Hokusai's prints would have been cheap and cost the same as about 2 helpings of noodles. Discussion. What are your thoughts on the early prints of Great Wave of Kanagawa selling for $2.76 million? Have you seen the Great Wave reproduced on t-shirts and other products? Many times. How are the most famous artists from your country? Do you like their work? Would you consider investing in art if you were a multimillionaire? Are there any famous artworks you'd like to own? Further discussion. Do you own any works of art? If so, where did you get them? Are there any local artists whose work you like? Do you have any creative skills? Are there any you'd like to learn? Do you know any struggling artists? What kind of art do they make? Which of your friends or family is the most knowledgeable about art? Yeah, I love Van Gogh. You know that.